What's up traders, welcome to weekly trade setup video. In this video I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis of the hottest currency pairs that we will be looking to trade next week. The currency pair that we will be analyzing today is GBPUSD, GBPCAD, EURJPY, EURGBP, CAD CHF, AUDUSD and AUDNZD. If this is something interesting to you, then smash the like button for me and also hit that subscribe button, press the bell notification button so that you don't miss out any of the content that I released few times every week. At the same time, you can watch my previous week's analysis. I put a link above and also link will be in the description so that you can have some confidence about my analysis. Most of the currency pairs behave exactly the same way I have analyzed. Also, you can jump onto my website www.forextradingwizard.com. There you can find completely free trading course for beginners and also some advanced strategies you might be interested in. With that, let's begin. First currency pairs that we will be looking to analyze today is AUDNZD. Now first let's start with the monthly time frame, because monthly, weekly or higher time frame, they will give you a clear direction in the market, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. So on the monthly AUDNZD, in my quite a few analysis I have mentioned that they are historically in a downtrend. So how do you identify a market structure either in a downtrend or an uptrend from the lower high or higher low? So if you see a market is creating series of lower high, okay, so this is a series of lower high, that means this market in a downtrend. So AUDNZD on the bigger picture in a downtrend. Now let's narrow down to the recent time frame, couple of months, what kind of price action we see. Now from here, if you see that the price has dropped like this is the impulse from here, and then we see a correction. Now let's measure the correction of this impulse followed by this correction. To do that, take your Fibonacci, place it at the starting of the move to the end of the move. What we see that AUDNZD basically rejected from this 61.8 Fibonacci level. This is one confluence. At the same time, what we see that there is a one green candle here which acted as a strong level of resistance for this current move to the upside, and we see a strong rejection. Though there is one more week to close this candle, we can see a bearish rejection from this area to this direction, and we can expect further drop on the monthly, as this is already established bearish market. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of trading opportunity we have. Now as you can see that when the price was here, I made analysis in YouTube as well as in TradingView explaining all the reason why the price should drop from here, and this is what exactly happened. What we see the previous week, a strong bearish candle followed by this week another one. Now what we can see in the coming week, a continuation to the dropping, because this is an established downtrending market and we have seen a previous support as a resistance, clear test. Now we see a rejection, so we can expect to create a new lower low on the weekly, or at least to this area, because this zone is a strong liquidity zone. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the daily, as you can see that after this strong drop from here, we see a little bit of uprise but strongly rejected from this zone. Now this zone is a strong level of resistance. As you can see that there is a long doji here. The price came here from this doji and when buyers took control, went to the top of this doji, and again we see a strong rejection. Now after this rejection, what we see, a head and shoulder on the daily time frame. So this is the head, left shoulder and right shoulder. So this is a sign of strong bearish pressure. So AUDNZD we can expect in the new trading week to rise little bit, maybe half of this week, and then from here to drop to create a new lower low, or at least to this level. Now as I need to mention that we are in a trade with our student from exactly from here, because when the price was here on the 4-hour time frame in this zone, so this is the 4-hour candle that acted as a false breakout. So let me show you the trade signal that I have sent to my student. It's an educational purpose so that you understand how these things work. So this is the trade signal exactly from here, AUDNZD. I sent to my students. So this is the sell AUDNZD by market from 1.0493. You can see this one. So this is 1.0493. look at this. This is the level exactly from here, because after this green candle close, I know that this price will drop, and from here directly drop to this our target zone. So this is where our target, and it was hit exactly in 2 4-hour candle, 4 times profit than our target. Now the reason I'm sharing with you is because look at this candle. How do you identify this kind of false breakout? When you see a level hit by such a big candle, that means it has a huge ATR, 2 times ATR, that you can expect the price to reverse back, because this is a strong bearish market. Now at this point, what we will be doing with our student is, as we have secured some profit, we will watch our price action pattern again, because the price likely to go up again in the new trading week a little bit. If the price managed to go from this area, then we will take a short trade with our student with a very good risk to reward ratio, same as the one that we have just closed at the end of the previous trading week. Now let's start with AUDUSD. Now as usual, let's start with the monthly time frame. Now let's see what happened on the monthly. Now AUDUSD, as you can see that this is also a downtrending market. So from the market structure, what you can see that the price was creating lower high and lower low. So this is a typical downtrending market. And at the same time, if you just narrow down to the recent time frame in this area, what we see that in this zone, AUDUSD has created a consolidation on the month. It's a big consolidation, quite a few months. So this kind of consolidation basically difficult to break to the upside. So as a result, what we see that this current month, so recent month, what we see, the price just rejected primarily from this resistance. As you can see that there has been a strong impulse followed by a correction. In this correction, what we see, the price tested this neckline, and we see a rejection to the downside. Now from here we can expect AUDUSD to fall. Why? Because when you see a market like this, like a double top or whatever the consolidation, in most cases you see the price goes there, test this previous support as a resistance, and then drop. So with that said, from here, as this is a consolidation and this is the neckline of this consolidation, we see a test of this neckline and rejection to the downside, and we can expect the price to fall from this area. Now let's go down to the daily weekly time frame to see how we can capitalize this move. Now as you can see that AUDUSD on the weekly just residing below this important level of resistance. So this is a support here. So there is a strong, you see this strong bearish candle followed by a green candle and all these red candles. So there is only one candle in the middle. This green candle can act as a strong level of resistance for this move. And what do you see, that this week just closed below this level? That means that from here we can expect a drop. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the daily, as you can see that AUDUSD has created an important doji. Now this doji is created this is basically a gravestone doji created in an important level of resistance, as you can see. So what kind of price movement next week? We can see that we might see a little bit of uprise or even no uprise, maybe dropping from here directly, or maybe little bit of uprise and then dropping from here. That is likely to happen, and that is what we are expecting. Now how we will be trading, as you can see that on the 4 hour as well we see a very important doji. So after this kind of doji, what you can expect, the price to drop from here. So that is what we are expecting in the new trading week, moving from here a little bit up and then drop to the downside. And if we see this kind of price action on the first 4 hour of the new trading week, we will immediately take a short trade with our student with a very good risk to reward ratio. Now if you find value in this analysis, then smash the like button. Now let's jump on to another currency pair that we will be looking to trade now is CAD CHF. CAD CHF on the monthly, first let's see the bigger picture on the monthly. What we see that there is a strong trending market here. So this is a trend line. Okay, this is the historical trend line on CAD CHF. If you draw this trend line, what do you see? The price has created a strong downward trend here. Now what happened this current month? You see that the price broke this trend line above and then strongly rejected to the downside. So because there is quite a few monthly candle is creating this line, we can expect to respect this trend line, because what is being respected is likely to be respected. That is the law of trading. What is falling is likely to fall, what is rising is likely to rise. So what is being respected is likely to be respected. With that said, on the monthly we can expect further drop. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of drop we can expect. Now as you can see that this is the last week of the monthly trading. So as you can see on the weekly, we see that from very important level of resistance, this red candle is a textbook bearish engulfer. So when you see a bearish engulfer like that, what you can expect? Further drop. Very simple. Now we might not see immediately drop from here. We can expect a little bit of retracement and then drop. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of price action we may have. Now as you can see that on the daily also we see a strong consolidation in this area and rejection from the higher price, and then we saw a drop. Now from here, what we may expect in the new trading week on the daily time frame to create a head and shoulder pattern, a doji to the upside or a green candle to the upside, and then drop from here to continue its downtrend, historical downtrend. So that is what we are expecting. Now how we will be trading, as most of our trading decision we make based on lower time frames such as 4 hour. What we will be doing in the new trading week to see a little bit of retracement to this level. So from here to create to test this previous support as a resistance, or even going up to test this 20 period moving average, which is likely to happen. So what we might see in the new trading week to price to go travel here to test this 20 period moving average, and then from here if we see something like this pin bar, hanging man, anything like that, we'll take a short trade from here with a very good risk to reward ratio with our student. Now let's jump on to another currency pair that we will be looking to trade is EURGBP. Okay, so let's start with the monthly time frame to see how EURGBP is doing. First of all, let's see the bigger picture. What you see on the bigger picture on the monthly, there is a big impulse followed by this correction, and then we see another impulse. So this is a typical downtrending market structure creating lower high and lower low. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of price action we have. As you can see that on the weekly, this is a very strong downtrend creating lower high and lower low with consolidation. So we might see from here a big jump to the downside. Now as you can see that on the weekly, after this impulse we see a correction to the upside. Now when this weekly impulse is created, the price has created a double top formation. This is a double top. When you see a double top like this, in most cases we can see the price go up, test this previous support as a resistance, and then drop. So we might see this kind of pattern here. That means because this is a double top and this doji is the neckline of this double top. So what we might see in the new trading week, as this will be the monthly close, the price to go here, test this area, even to stay here when the monthly close, because if we see that the price gone here, the monthly close will be here. So what we might see in the new trading week is to test this area as a, this is a support here as a resistance, and then to drop. So because this is established downtrending market, we will never think of going long trade, as we might see a little bit of uprise. We'll wait for an opportunity for the price to drop. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see how we can find a trading opportunity. Now on the daily, as you can see that this green zone is where we are expecting the price to move on the new trading week, and at the same time this is zone is where the 20 period moving average. So what we might see in the new trading week, cross this 20 period moving average, test this zone, and then closing back below. So if we see a lower time frame, a price action candlestick pattern, double top, pin bar, hanging man, anything like that on the lower time frame in this zone on the 4 hour, what we will be doing, we might see, you see that there is a long wick candle here. So this is what might happen. The price will go here, test this long wick candle. This is a strong rejection area, and from here we might see a big drop to the downside to move it to continue its downward trend, and that is the opportunity that we will be waiting for. If we see something here, then we will take a short trade from here with our stop loss will be above this long wick candle or even above this long wick candle, and our risk to reward ratio will be a very high, at least 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. Okay, so the next one we will be analyzing now, it's EURJPY. EURJPY, let's start with the monthly time frame. Now as you can see that monthly time frame EURJPY, what we see that aggressive move to the upside, and then we see a rejection from here. Now many might say that okay, this is an uptrending market creating a higher high and higher low, so we might see further rise, but to me we might see a downward momentum, because as you can see that bigger picture EURJPY not in an uptrend, it is basically in a downtrend. How do you know? Look at this top of these candles. What you see that every time EURJPY is creating lower highs. So what we might see from here in the new trading week, the price to drop basically and continue its downtrend. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the weekly, as you can see that after this double bottom formation here, double bottom, then EURJPY dropped. So it looks to me that this is basically a false breakout to the upside. What we might see from here, a little bit of uprise and then dropping to the downside, because this, you see there is a V shape in this weekly time frame. See, a price makes this kind of V shape is basically a reversal pattern, and we might continue its reversal to the downside. But as this is the weekly time frame, we don't need to think about very long term. Let's narrow down to the daily time frame to see how we can trade this instrument. As you can see on the daily that there has been a big rise. Okay, every day we see quite a few days green candle, and finally we see a drop. Now this is a V-shaped drop, as we are discussing, from a very important level of resistance. So when you see this kind of move, you can expect to the price to drop at least to this level, which is a significant level and which is a significant distance to trade. Now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame to see how we can trade. Now as you can see, the EURJPY also likely to fall. You can see that there has been a head and shoulder pattern here already formed, and also double top formation here as well. So from here in the new trading week, what we might see, an uprise to this level, test this green candle here as a resistance. There is a support here because this is important liquidity zone, and test this one as a resistance and then drop to the downside, because as you can see that sellers are very strong in this market. So what we will be doing with our student is we will be watching price action pattern from this area, and if we see any bearish price action pattern, we will take a short trade with a very good risk to reward ratio with our student. Now let's go to the GBPCAD, and finally we will analyze GBPUSD. So for GBPCAD on the monthly, what we can see on the bigger picture that it is in a downtrend. As you can see that, look at this, every month passing by, GBPCAD is creating lower highs. So this is a sign of a downtrending market. Now if we narrow down to the recent time frame in GBPCAD, what we see that after this gravestone doji here, so this is a gravestone doji, and after that what we see, back to back 2 months strong drop. So we still, the monthly candle is not closed. Now after this kind of bearish candle, you can expect this candle to drop further. As you can see, the price is decelerating to the downside. Now going down to the weekly time frame to see what we can expect. Now the weekly, we have a little more further confirmation of bearish momentum this week, because as you can see, starting from here, look at this, what happened here. There is a consolidation and broke to the upside, and finally rejected from here and broke to the downside. This is a typical master pattern for Forex, because typically what happened when there is a consolidation and break to the upside and finally trending to the downside is a sign that this instrument is likely to trend this direction. Now if we just see other price action, what do you see? Back to back, see every week, almost how many, 5 weeks or 4 weeks, 1 2 3 4 weeks strong drop. And when they are dropping, look at these healthy red candles. After that, what happened? Back to back 2 weeks narrow green doji. That is what you need to realize, because if you understand the battle between buyers and sellers, it is easy to understand how the market moves. Now because the reds, the sellers are very strong, the buyers are not. So we can expect from here a strong drop to the downside. As you can see that back to back 2 doji is formed without any movement to the upside. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the daily, as you can see that on the last day of the trading week, we see a strong bearish engulfer. This red candle is a bearish engulfer with a double top formation. So this is a typical reversal pattern. Look at this here, there is a double top and also followed by a bearish engulfer and in an important level of resistance. So this is a support here. So this instrument created on the daily as a support now acted as a resistance, and we see a drop. Now from here we might see a massive drop to the downside. Now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame to see what kind of trading opportunity we have. Now on the 4-hour, as you can see that the price was consolidating in this area, but in this consolidation what you see that a deceleration, basically this level, this consolidation is broken, now tested as a resistance, and we can expect a drop from here. So on the new trading week, what we might see, as you can see that on the weekly we see 2 doji. So this zone is basically is the area the price might come in this area in the new trading week. And then if we take this area in the on the 4-hour, what we might see that the price is going rise little bit up to this zone, to this area. This line is where the half of the weekly doji week. So from here we can expect a drop from this zone to the downside, and this is a high probability setup. If you find value in this analysis, smash the like button, and also let's jump on to GBPUSD to see how it unfolds a trading opportunity. Now GBPUSD, now on the monthly, first of all look at the bigger picture. GBPUSD has created a reversal pattern on the monthly. So this is a typical reversal pattern. From this resistance we see that it has created a head and shoulder here, and also there is a resistance here, there is a resistance here. After this resistance, as a result, what do you see? A drop. Now in this drop, only this month up to still the 1 week remaining, what do you see? A strong uprise, and in this uprise, now the price is just below this important level of resistance. Now why it is an important level of resistance? Look at this big red candle, bearish engulfer. This is the bottom of this candle, and the price just broke this level and now trying to close back below. This is the first thing. Another thing is there are two back-to-back monthly close, so this level is quite significant, and we might see that because the price is just below this level, we can expect the price to drop from here, as this is difficult for a downtrending market to break this level and going up. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now as you can see that this line is coinciding with the weekly price action. As you can see on the weekly back-to-back, after this 3 weeks rise, the previous week has created this important gravestone doji. Now in this gravestone doji, the price is basically aligning with this weekly trend line. So this is a dynamic trend line, and in the new trading week we can see the price little bit up and then continue its downtrending market, creating a lower high and lower low. So this is basically a strong move on GBPUSD is likely to happen next week or at the end of next week. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of price action we have. Now on the daily, as you can see, the price has been rejected from this very strong level of resistance on the daily as well. So this is a resistance here, we see a rejection. Now in the new trading week, on the first day, we might see little bit of uprise, creating like a doji candle or something like that, completing a head and shoulder, and then we can expect a drop and even to create a new lower low, which will be a big drop to the downside. Now let's go to the 4-hour or intraday, how we are planning to trade. Now on the 4-hour, as you can see, the price already broke all this level here. So in the new trading week, these are the zone where we will be watching our price action from here. If we see any price action pattern that is showing something like this one, bearish engulfer or hanging man or anything like that, we'll take a short trade from here with a very good risk to reward ratio to take this full move to the downside with our student. Now these are the currency pairs that we will be looking to trade next week, and also in addition, if I find any other currency pairs that is impressive to trade, I will definitely inform in my Telegram channel. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Now if you want to join mentorship program, the link will be in the description. That is worth joining because you learn the best strategy in the globe and also earn at the same time with me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon with any other video.